Off-season, hello off-season. The 88-win Atlanta Braves were just crowned World Series champions, which must leave Blue Jays fans real hungry to get back into the playoffs. It's time to look at what the Jays' priorities should be heading into this free agency period, keeping in mind that a work stoppage is very possible and might make things a lot more urgent during this off-season. Number 1, starting rotation. Robbie Ray and Steven Matz are both free agents this season, which means that the Blue Jays will have to hit the market for starters. Of course, Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins have expressed interest in bringing back these two guys. They were terrific for the Blue Jays last season, but there will be no shortage of suitors, especially for Robbie Ray, who is coming off a Cy Young season with the Jays. If the Blue Jays fail to re-sign those guys, there are some other interesting names available, say Marcus Stroman, Canadian boy James Paxton, or if you really want to splurge, you can go with Carlos Rodon and even Max Scherzer. Number 2, bullpen. I know, we're all tired of hearing this. It's been discussed ad nauseum, but the Blue Jays need to bolster their bullpen right now if they want to make it back to October. Toronto made some mind-boggling decisions last season, say sticking with Rafael Dolis for a lot longer than warranted, and it generated a deficit that was just too hard to overcome in the American League East. Now, there are some names that are well consolidated for the Jays bullpen right now, such as Tim Meza and Jordan Romano, and there are some guys that are coming up, and there's hope that they will turn themselves into reliable arms out of the pen, such as Julian Merriweather and Ryan Borucki. But if the Jays want to make it back to the playoffs, the time to address the bullpen is now in the offseason. Number 3, infield. Of course, there's interest in bringing back Marcus Semien, but the front office didn't seem particularly optimistic about that. Semien, of course, is about to get paid. He had an MVP season with the Jays, 45 home runs, and all that good stuff. If he doesn't come back, that leaves a couple of question marks for the Blue Jays infield. Blue Jays right now have Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette locked at first base and shortstop respectively, and then there's a bunch of names that are just kind of floating around, such as Kevin Biggio, Santiago Espinal, Breivik Valera, and Kevin Smith. Truth be told, the Jays will need an elite bat for at least one of those two remaining positions of the infield. And if they fail to bring Marcus Semien back, the way to go might be a third baseman. A name like Kyle Seager comes to mind. Mariners just declined a $20 million option on him, making him a free agent. He could play third base. Kevin Biggio could slide back to second, where he's more comfortable anyway. And this lineup would actually look scarier than the 2020 lineup, which is pretty hard to fathom. What do you think should be the Blue Jays' priorities coming into this offseason?